All right, and once we go live, I'm going to share that into the different pages.
Okay.
So, yeah. What should tell us? Let's see. Meeting is now streaming live on Facebook. Woo! All right, sick. So we are going to get this party started with the one and only David Pastorius, nephew to the late great Jaco Pastorius. David, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So you had a show this weekend, huh?
Yeah, I had it was a live cast concert with Pat Travers.
Oh, nice. How'd it go?
I think it went really good. The sound was good. From the clips I've heard, it sounded good. It looked good. So yeah, and I think a decent amount of people got to check it out. So yeah, I'm curious to hear it myself. So
awesome. How long did you guys play for?
I think we did like an hour and a half set, like 90-minute.
Oh, nice. Very cool. All right, let me get this going into the event page and then we will get this started. I'm so excited to have you here with us today. I've been waiting a long time for this interview and I know we kept rescheduling it, so it's great to have you finally. I have so many questions for you. Let's start off with the bass that you have in your hand. What can you tell us what that is?
It's a Sandberg bass. I just got this like a couple weeks ago.
I knew that was a bass.
Yeah, I'm really digging on it. I mean, I still love my Marlowe bass too, but this thing is killer.
Very cool. All right, let me just put this in the event page and we will get going. All right. Sick. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for being a part of this. Thank you for joining us. We are very stoked to be here today with the one and only David Pastorius. If you guys have questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I will be taking those questions. Good morning, Eugene. Thank you for joining us today. So David, why don't we just go ahead and start with this question? I'm sure you get compared to, or not compared, but you get asked about being Jaco's nephew a lot, I assume?
Yeah, a lot.
How does that, is it like a feel a way to have to like be compared to Jaco Pastorius?
I mean, it doesn't really bother me. It's expected, you know what I mean? Like I would understand if there was a musician that I was a big fan of and I met like a relative, I would probably feel the same way to ask questions, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I get it. But I can honestly say Jaco had literally nothing to do with me starting playing the bass. It was my buddy in school. Because I went to his house one day after school and he pulled out like a Sears bass he had and he started doing the, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, dude, what instrument is that? And he was like, it's a bass, dummy. That's what your uncle played. And I was like, that's a bass? So, and that's what sold me. So my original guys were, you know, guys like Flea and Robert Trujillo, Steve Harris. It was more, I came into it more from like a metal punk rock background than like the jazz thing, which I'm glad I did. But yeah.
Interesting. So your friend told you what the bass was, and
yeah.
That is just
junior high. Yeah.
I bet they were, yeah, that's so crazy to me because I grew up playing jazz my entire life. So I've known who Jaco was, you know, forever. And so that's so crazy, but it's amazing to hear the story from you. Thank you for sharing that. So how old were you when you started playing bass?
15.
15. And so once you picked up the bass, you never stopped, huh?
No, that was it. I was sold. I was pretty much sold after that day. It took me a few months to save up and get a bass. And I remember I got a Sears, not a Sears, a PV Fury was my first bass. It was like $130 I think I got it for. And yeah, so, but it was a great bass actually, believe it or not, for $130. Dude, wish I still had it.
My first bass was a PV too.
Oh, nice.
So you still have your first bass? That's crazy.
No, I don't. Actually, I don't. I wish I still had it.
Oh, so somebody out there has David Pastorius' first PV bass. Who has it? Because we want to buy it back from you.
Yeah, right.
What's up, Sean? What's up, Lisa? Scott? Jaco Pastorius, David is one of the world's bassists. It's absolutely true. He's an amazing bass guitarist. He blows my mind. Every morning I share your post as Pastorius Morning Motivation. And I know some people get kind of overwhelmed when they see you playing. What is your response to people that are just sort of like blown away by your playing style and not sure how to respond to it?
I tell people, like I say, I tell people a lot of time, I say, don't worry, I play bass too. Really what I would say is that's not really what gets you gigs. You don't really have to worry about doing all that stuff, you know? The flashy stuff is cool and I enjoy doing it obviously, but getting the gigs is just, you know, to get the gig, it's just solid bass playing.
Yeah.
So focus on that or practice to do the stuff.
Or yeah. So what does your practice schedule look like? I mean, because to me it seems like maybe you fall asleep playing bass, you wake up playing the bass, you play bass all day. Am I wrong?
Not really. I mean, most times like I have it set up like, you know, there's an amp in the corner and I pick it up. Most times when I pick up the bass, I'm usually not really practicing like I should, but I'm doing more like just trying to like come up with riffs and ideas.
Okay.
You know, actually it would do me well to actually practice more. So, which that's one thing I've, practicing scales, modes. I don't really do much of that. I should though, but most times I end up just trying to create.
Yeah, no, I love all your content. What's up, Sean, Tracy, James? Thank you all for being here with us. If you guys have questions for David, please put them in the comments. We will address those as soon as possible. Yeah, I noticed that whenever I share your videos to the bass page, like a lot of times people are just like, oh my goodness, blown away. Sean, for example, he was commenting on your post, just like, you know, why? He's like, I'll never be this great of a bass player. And he was basically like, well, if you practice enough, maybe you won't be just like David, but you could come pretty close to being your own best version of a bass player.
Yeah, but I mean all that I don't, better or worse. I don't really buy all that. It's all subjective. It's all opinion. You know what I mean? Like whoever is your personal favorite is absolutely correct for you. So it's kind of, I don't really get into all that.
Your video went out. So for every, oh, there you are.
I just got a phone call. I just had to hang up real quick.
Oh, okay, no worries. So yeah, that's crazy. I just noticed your playing style and just everything that you do is very it's very motivating to me, and I just share it all the time to motivate and inspire other people. And it's like mixed reviews. Some people are just like very shocked by the videos, some people it makes them very happy, some people it makes them upset because they don't feel like they could ever be as good as you. I love all of it. I think it's hilarious.
That's funny.
Cool. So your practice schedule is pretty much you practice every day, all day long. Awesome. That's what I thought.
Not really, but I play most days. You know what I mean? But it's like I said, it's usually just like picking up and jamming and creating, trying to create.
Okay, we have some questions coming in here. David, your tone's awesome. What's your secret?
It's funny because I'm not a tech head at all. Like I pretty much like just recently I had to do some demo videos for Sandberg guitars. And when I got there to do them, like I didn't know what the knobs were. I was like, so what's this do? What's this do? What's this? Because I know what I like and can kind of turn it. I would say like I don't know. From lately, it's been like back off on the mids and a little bit higher with the mids, back off on the treble and a little bit of bass. I mean, yeah, I can't really get too into it. I just know what I like.
Yeah, no, I mean, you sound fabulous. You sound absolutely amazing. All right, I hope that answers your question, Mark. Thank you for that. The live teaching is a great idea. Send this dude your money. He deserves it. Yes, it's true. We will put David's PayPal, or do you take PayPal or what do you take?
Yeah, I take PayPal.
We'll put his PayPal information in the comments. And if you guys stick around, we will be giving away a free bass lesson with David Pastorius at the end of this interview. For anybody who is interested in that. Hey, Lindsay, what's up? Okay, so Sean has a question. How do I input scales into chord progressions? What scales should I learn? And are there any tricks or shortcuts to memorize them?
What was the question again?
Okay. Sean has a question. How do I input scales into chord progressions? What scales should I learn? And are there any tricks or shortcuts to memorize them?
Man, I'm just saying, for me lately, I've just been messing a lot with pentatonics, which is like what I do a lot of. And I'm not the most like knowledgeable when it comes to theory. That's just being honest. I'm trying to learn more, but like, just the classic, like, and then learning it in different positions. Like you got. And that's what I've been working on lately. And that, it's just a pentatonic scale. But a lot that people use that a lot in rock.
Pentatonic scale, Sean. Let's see, James. I've seen you soloing during your set with PT. Is that Pat Travers?
Yeah, Pat Travers.
How did you guys decide to include that in the set? And how often do you play Miami?
Including solos into the set?
Mm-hmm.
He usually gives me, what is it? Born Under a Bad Sign. I remember I get a solo in that. And what is it? Come On Part 1, the Hendrix cover that we do at the end as like a encore at the end of the night. I get a solo in that. I guess that's just Pat wanted to throw me a solo in that, so he asked me to do one. So I was like, all right, cool.
So you don't solo throughout the whole show, David?
What's that?
You don't solo throughout the whole show?
No, that's what I said. I said that honestly, that stuff wouldn't get me the gig with Pat. You know what I mean? That's really like the soloing is cool, but really just solid bass playing is what matters,
Yeah.
Picking up some of my favorite bassists in the world are not technical players, like guys like Billy Gold from Faith No More is one of my favorites.
Nice.
He's got I love his tone, like Elvis Costello's bass player was great. Joe Jackson had a great bass player. There's tons of guys that aren't like technicians that are just great players,
Yeah. No, that's amazing. Can we talk a little bit about your favorite albums and the kind of music that you like jamming?
Yeah. I couldn't really pick like a favorite. I would say the most probably like if I'm asked, I'd say the most important album I ever heard, because just when I started playing bass, my buddy turned me on to Mr. Bungle. So Mr. Bungle's first album was probably the most important album I ever heard, because it was just like, it blew my mind. And that to this day is probably, it's just like, there's so much in it. You know what I mean? There's so many, you can hear all the possibilities of what you can do. And so I would say that. I'm also like a big, I like Oingo Boingo, Mike Patton, obviously, anything that guy's doing. But let me think. Yeah, it's hard. I have so much music that I like, but if you're going by just like favorite or most important, that would be it.
Mr. Bungle and Oingo Boingo. Oh my God, we're like best friends right now. Those are my favorite of all time. I can't remember, what is the first album that Oingo Boingo put out?
Oingo Boingo? I don't even know. I have like, I just know a bunch of their, I don't know them. I never learned them, but I a bunch of their albums, like Dead Man's Party.
Yeah.
Is really good. That's a really good album. And actually the one they did, the last album that they did, it was like the Halloween show thing they did. That was awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, man. Mike Patton, he just he blows my mind every time, and he's constantly like reinventing himself and constantly dropping new material. So that's just amazing. Do you have any tricks for your bass slap style that you could share with us?
Yeah, basically I get asked about like the triplet. A lot of people think like the double thumb thing, but I tell people really it's really pretty easy. Like the triplet that I do most of the time. And it's like say it's all hammer, thumb, pull. So there's no double thumb. So it'd be like you could take a G major scale and be like, so you're gonna go open E, hammer on the G, pull the G. So it's like, then you do the same thing on the A. Then you're on the A string. And keep on going. So eventually it'll be like, once you get it fast enough, you can do it anywhere. So it'll be like, You do it with octaves? Like, you know, like that. And that's it sped up.
And you too, if you practice every day, can sound just like that. Wow, dude, you're continually blowing my mind. I am going to practice that as soon as we get off of this interview, and I'm gonna send you a video when I get it up to that speed.
Cool.
How has this whole transition into the new world, pandemic style, affected you and affected just gigging and mental health and just everything?
It's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? It's definitely changed things a lot. I'm looking forward to gigs coming back, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of, yeah, you know, let me think. I mean, obviously, no, I haven't had many gigs, but doing the live shows with Pat, or like the live cast things, they're cool, but I really am over it. I just want real gigs to come back.
You ready to get back on stage again?
Just regular, you know, the new normal stuff. Don't like that idea.
Yeah.
That's me, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can't wait for gigs to come back.
I keep thinking, hopefully in 2021, everything's going to change, but I don't know if it's going to change exactly on January 1st of 2021. But I am so thankful to have musicians like you online and on this platform just to keep us so motivated and inspired, because I know a lot of people have been down and out because we can't be on the stage. And so a lot of people are just kind of like put up their instruments. But thanks to people like you, I'm like, no, we got to keep playing our instruments, keep becoming better musicians so that when the stage opens back up, we are ready to rock and roll.
Well, that would be definitely the one positive thing is all the time, like I probably had more time to create and play. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not on stage, just more time, you know, developing new ideas and new songs and stuff like that. So that's a positive from it. And I think when it comes back, it's really going to come back. Like people are going to be stoked to really get out and check out music, you know?
Yeah,
all of us.
For sure. So do you have advice for any struggling musicians that might be unsure how to handle this whole situation that's going on?
Turn off the news. I would say just practice, you know, just play, do what you can. I mean, you'll drive yourself crazy watching the news. So, you know, and things will get better. It's gonna, you know, everything's gonna come back. I'm pretty much, I feel pretty certain that everything's gonna start coming back. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keep playing your basses. Keep slapping. Keep watching David's daily motivational videos.
Yeah.
So would you sell your soul, David, or have you already sold it?
No, I would not.
Okay. So for everybody that was
I would rather just struggle for the rest of my life than have to sell my soul. So.
Oh, perfect answer. What's up, Goody? Thank you all. What's up, Scott? Mark, thank you all for hanging out with us. James, if you guys have questions, drop them in the comments. We are giving away a free bass lesson at the end of this interview for one lucky viewer. So how do you handle, did I already ask you this? How do you handle your crazy fans that are super obsessed with you and sending you messages like I do all the time?
I don't really get too many of those. It's usually like the most crazy ones are like you occasionally, you know, you get like someone that like you didn't respond to like a comment or like I've had the occasional "you'll never be Jaco" kind of guys. You know what I mean? It's like I don't care. Yeah. I'm not trying to be Jaco. That's cool. Jaco was Jaco.
Yeah.
But no, I mean that's about as crazy as it gets for me. Just like angry, like you know, like I saw that you read my message, but you didn't respond. That kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And it would be something. Yeah, I don't know. That's about as extreme as it gets for me with the crazy fans. Thank God. So that's good.
Yeah. For now, just wait.
Yeah.
Wait your turn. Do you what are the important qualities that you look for in a drummer?
Meter.
What'd
Number
you
one, meter, just time.
Oh, yeah.
That's everything. You know what I mean? I mean, chops are cool, but like it's the same thing with bass, timing, meter, you know? Because really I could, you know, I mean, most times if I'm playing like to a click track, it's in time. It's not doing a bunch of fills and crazy stuff, which, you know, that's great too. But yeah, just at the end of the day, just meter.
Very good. Very interesting. What else? So last when I was interviewing Dr. Funk, you had jumped on the stream and you were like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Oh my God, is that Jaco's nephew?" And we're like, "Yes, it is." And so you guys kind of got connected, and I was like, "Dude, we're gonna do a bass slap challenge." And Dr. Funk, he accepted the challenge, and you accepted the challenge, and right now we are just waiting for Dr. Funk to send us his video. How do you feel about this bass slap challenge? I'm pretty excited about it.
Oh, I think it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to, you know, collaborating with him.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be super fun.
He's a great player. And I think it'll be really cool.
I was hoping that he was going to be able to jump on the live stream with us, but he hasn't gotten back with me. I will keep my fingers crossed though, and hope that he will get back to us before the end of this interview, and maybe we can add him on here.
That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome. But yeah, for all you guys that aren't aware, David and Dr. Funk, which Dr. Funk is out of the UK, so he is like totally different time zone. So it's probably like midnight over there right now. But
they're 5 hours ahead of me. So what time would that be? Like 6? No, not 6. 8. Probably like 8:30 right now.
Okay, yeah. So it's still way early. Dr. Funk, Johnny Rubin, if you're watching this, jump on to your inbox and click on that Zoom invite. Hey John, what's up? What's your absolute favorite bass to play, David? And did you ever have a bass that you either had to sell or somehow don't have anymore that you missed because it was so awesome?
Yes, I do. But I've sold basses, pawned them, sold them. Sucks. But my favorite bass, man, honestly, like my Marlowe that I've been playing for years, and this one's becoming one too. So, but I don't have a bunch of basses. You know what I mean? So, and I play mostly just 4-string. So it would be, you know, the ones I got, my Marlowe 4-string and the Sandberg 4.
Okay. And then you just got the Sandberg, right? Recently?
Yeah. The Sandberg seems to work really good for the Pat Travers thing. You know what I mean? More the rock thing.
And so, cool. So Pat Travers, is it like country rock or?
No, I thought when I first found out I was going to try out for him, I assumed that Pat was like just straight like blues music. And I remember like waiting till like 2 days before our first rehearsal because I was an idiot to be like, it's just blues. I'll figure it out. So I remember going like 2 days before my first rehearsal and checking out some of his music. And I was like, no. It was like 70s rock prog. You know, it was way not what I thought it was. It's it's progressive for the time, like all kinds of odd time changes and stuff like that. But it's, you know, it's rock, but he's definitely, it's really cool stuff, but it's not just straight 1-4-5. So yeah, okay. I learned that the hard way, but I still got the gig, so it worked out.
Of course you got the gig. Have you ever tried out for a gig that you haven't gotten, David?
I probably have, if I think about it. I mean, I've played with bands where it didn't work out stylistically, you know? It's happened.
I was.
Good job.
Okay, let's see what else we got here. Thank you all for joining us. Goody, what's up? John, James, Ray, Bruno. David, do you endorse any gear? What is your go-to bass head?
Bass amp?
Bass head.
Oh, bass head. I have at home I just got this little orange practice bass amp, but my rig, like around town, I have a Phil Jones bass amps.
Okay.
That I really dig. I like them. Usually when I'm on the road with Pat, I get like the old school like Ampeg, you know, cabinet. That's probably my favorite. She'll be on in a little bit.
I want to say one of my favorite videos that you dropped this year was when you were playing your style and your kids were running around and like yelling at you. Doing all That was because I'm like, you know what? No matter what, you just have to keep practicing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, what do we have here? Cool, thanks. I'm a 4-string guy mostly as well. Very rarely will I play a 5 and will never play more than 5 strings on a bass. How do you feel about more than 5 strings on a bass, David Pastorius?
I don't feel one way or the other. I feel like for me, I don't really play it. You know what I mean? I like five. I really dig the extra lows you can get. But just me, I mean, damn, I mean, if someone sent me a 6, yeah, I would try it out and play it. I probably not too much live unless I really practiced it and got really good at it. But I ain't got nothing against it. Like some people have this like they're against it thing. It's like whatever works for you works for you. So, you know.
So how do you feel about picks?
There's some amazing pick bass players out there.
Have
Cody Wright. Have you ever heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
Check out Cody Wright. He's one of my favorite bassists too. I forgot to mention him.
Okay.
He's amazing. Cody Wright with a W, W-R-I-G-H-T.
Writing that down right now.
That bass player. Bobby Vega, he's another one.
Awesome. So you don't feel one way or another about picks. I love that about you. I don't either. I can't personally play with a pick, but I respect anybody that can play with a pick. It's too hard.
It's just about whatever. It's just getting sound out and making it work for the song. Whatever means you use doesn't really matter. I think it's kind of silly for people to argue over that.
Oh, the things people will argue about. Okay, Ray Bonilla has a question. What kind of amplifiers do you prefer to use? We kind of went over that. What are your EQ settings, and do you have pedal choices?
I don't really use much pedals ever. I had to use them when I did the Carl Palmer tour last year. When I got to my first rehearsal, it was a scary moment because I walked in and there was a pedal board with like 5 pedals. And they were like, there's your pedals. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, I've never really used pedals before. They're like, well, get used to it. Because, you know, Carl has certain effects he wants here for this and that. And, you know, I did all right. And there's some, you know, I'm not against pedals. Like I like messing sometimes with like a little bit of distortion or like the octave phaser. I dig that. And some of the wah-wah sound is cool. But I don't, you know, that's about as far as I go. And I got a couple Morley pedals, which are really nice. I like them. But I honestly, when I play live, I really don't. It's just extra shit to plug in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of lazy that way.
What gauge strings do you prefer and what type? Great question.
I have 95, like 90. I think it's like 140 to 95, which is what I prefer. They're light. They're light. Although on the Sandberg bass, when they send it to me, it's definitely got thicker strings on it. I'm not sure what gauge or what style strings they are. But I've been playing like Doggone It strings. Have you heard of them?
Uh-huh.
They make some killer strings, and they put out a line of bass strings for me, a signature line, which are great. So I've been playing them lately.
Awesome.
And, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That is
yeah. So look up Doggone It strings. Check those guys out.
Yeah, I will drop that here in the comments.
I think it's Dog on It. So yeah.
Dog on It. All righty. Dog on It strings. All right, I'm putting that in the comments, you guys, but I will actually put the link when we're out of this interview. Dr. Funk has an aggressive style. David has such a clean style, like you can understand everything he plays. Okay. Jesus. Thank you so much, Mark, for dropping that in the comment section. I appreciate that so very much. So your favorite style, I would assume, is slapping, but I don't know. I don't want to assume.
I mean, I obviously do a lot of slapping. I like slapping. Can't really say favorite, you know what I mean? I mean, like I like all aspects for different styles, for different things, you know?
Sure. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So what kind of music do you listen to on the daily?
At home, when I'm just listening to probably a lot of hip hop and a lot of metal.
I would have never thought that.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite hip hop artist?
It's funny. I got to play with him, Tech Nine.
Really? You know? When did you play with him?
I was Tech Nine's bass player for 2 years.
What?
Yeah. If you ever if you go on YouTube and you type in my name with Tech Nine, I did some bass remix videos of his. So basically, like, I've always been a fan of like his rhythmic attack lyrically, and it's like influenced me. I always thought as a bass player, like literally his vocals influenced to it because he does like that double time thing over like, you know, or like a halftime groove.
Sure.
And so what I did was I took a song that's called Questions, and I thought instead of playing the bass, I matched his vocals on the bass. So that's on YouTube. And next thing, it was funny because I put that video out. And next thing I know, like a couple months down the road, Tech Nine's sharing my video on his Facebook page and stuff like that. And then fast forward a little farther, and Travis, you know, Strange Music CEO guy, called and said that they were going to be doing a tour, and he's putting a band together. So they gave me the bass player position.
Oh, because you like dropped a video of you playing their bass line? Oh,
That's
it.
Yeah.
That is so, but that's like dreams come true. Dreams do come true, everybody.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so fucking badass. I love Tech Nine. I had no idea, but I did see one of the videos that you did covering one of their songs, and I just thought, whoa, it's like blew my mind. And that's even crazier that you.
Yeah, he did a thing. I think it was 2014. It was the Band of Psychos tour. That was his band. That's what he called the band. So it was me on bass, Tyler Lyon on guitar and vocals, doing some background singing, and Alien War, badass drummer, good friend of mine, great drummer. Yeah, check him out, Alien War.
Wow, fucking awesome. Okay, let's see. Jaco, have you heard of Soften the Glare or Consider the Source? They're great.
Oh God, that guy's amazing. John Ferreira, that guy's like, man, that guy, he's influenced my tapping so much recently that that's a huge influence on me as far as tapping. I mean, he's all around he's disgusting how good he is.
I've been noticing you're doing a lot more of the tapping. Is that something that you've been focusing in on?
Yeah, I've been lately. Yeah, and that's why I said John Ferreira has been a big influence on that.
Wow.
Super nice guy.
Awesome. Okay, guys, thank you all for being here. We appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment sections. At the end of this Q&A, we're going to give away a free bass lesson with David Pastorius. I appreciate all you guys being here with us. Very cool, David. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to answer some questions from your fans. I really appreciate your time.
Oh, no problem.
Okay. So let's see, what else do we got here? Can you tell us a little bit about what your year to come looks like? Do you guys have like tour schedule set up? Probably not.
No, we got some stuff set up. I guess we're doing the Monsters of Rock cruise, but it's going to be not a cruise. It's in the Dominican Republic in May. I think May 26th to the 31st with Pat Travers Band. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully that happens. I'm looking to get my band Local 518 out gigging more. And, you know, not going to stop playing. So, and around here in Florida, it's, you know, a lot of bands are playing now, just like normal. So, you know,
oh, really?
I've kind of been out of the local scene for a little bit. So I'm looking to maybe pick up any work I can, you know, just doing, you know, with any local bands too.
Yeah. What does your writing style consist of?
Right? You mean like when I come up with stuff?
Well, like your band, you said you have a band. Do you actually write for the band, or?
Yeah, yeah. Local 518. Honestly, a lot of the stuff's like just little riffs. Like when I post riffs, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I'll take that. Sometimes like anybody else, I stumble across things. You know what I mean? Like you'll play something and you'll be like, "Oh, that sounded cool," and you'll kind of go with it. Or sometimes you'll hear stuff. So it varies. You know.
Okay, very cool. Could you play something for us?
Yeah, like what? Just improv something?
Yeah.
All right.
much. You're such a badass. So do you know Beebs? Is Beebs from your hometown in Florida?
Yeah, she lived around here.
Very
Yeah,
cool. Beebs.
she had Beebs in her Moneymakers. Actually, the drummer for my band, Local 518, worked with her for a while, gigged with her band. Alex Petrosky, the drummer for Local 518, yeah, was her drummer for a while.
Wow, so cool. Thank you, Beebs, for joining us. Thank you so much. That's so crazy. I had no idea that you guys knew each other. So cool.
Yeah.
Hi, Mark. Hi. Oh my gosh, so many people. Everybody, hello. I love you all so much. All right, cool. So I told everybody that we were going to give away a free bass lesson with David Pastorius. I'm not sure if you guys have been here throughout the whole interview, but if you have, the first person to drop how old David was when he first started playing the bass now will get that lesson. Let's see. Do 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 do. Beep says that you are one of her all-time favorite bass players.
Oh, thank you.
Jaco Pastorius wins the free bass lesson because David was 15 when he started playing the bass.
Yep.
Very good. Good job. Very good. Very good. Very good. Contact David to get that bass lesson. We would love to hear more about your Sandberg bass.
What's that?
We would love to hear more about your Sandberg bass.
Someone wants to hear more about it?
Mike Masisco would love to hear more about your bass.
I don't really know what to say. I mean, I could play some more, you know what I mean? If that's what he wants. As far as, does he have a specific question?
Do you have a specific question about the bass?
Because like I said, I'm starting to learn a little bit, but I'm not a tech head at all.
We'll see if they drop that question here. What's up, Justin? I thought it was crazy. You know Justin too. Did you guys used to play together?
Who?
Justin Kier.
Oh, Justin. Yeah, Justin's great. I never jammed with him. I want to. Great drummer though. Yeah, I met him when I went to NAMM conference like some years back with some buddies of mine, a local band called Lydia Can't Breathe. And they knew Justin. And yeah, we just hit it off. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he used to be the drummer for OTEP, and he lives like maybe an hour from me. And we were always like on the road at different times or whatever. But I thought it was super cool when he was like, he knows. I was like, of course you guys know each other.
He's a badass drummer.
He's fucking amazing. You are amazing, Justin. You are amazing, and we love you. Jesus would like advice that you could give to a beginner at attempting slap bass.
When I first started, the first thing I would do is to like focus on your right hand and just get comfortable with, you know, on all the strings. And it's like turning a doorknob. Don't do so much of this. That's what people mistake. It's really all on the wrist. Kind of like that. And get used to doing that on all the strings. Next thing I would do is I would do a simple like thumb, hammer, thumb, pull. And I would get that down. You know what I mean? And get that, you know, till it's smooth and solid, practice along to a metronome. That would be my very beginner, you know, advice.
First step, I love it. All right, Jesus, I hope that helped you out. Mike was curious if it was off-the-shelf STD model or something you ordered specifically. Oh, the bass.
Actually, yeah. It's what is it called? It's like a California. I gotta look up the name. Actually, I got it in my bass bag over there. But it's a California model. And this thing, I know this right here. They do this on purpose.
Okay.
They kind of make it look like worn down, which is really cool. They give it that look, which is neat. Yeah, they kind of, I mean, you know, they kind of gave me a killer, really, 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 really good deal on it. But yeah, so I remember Beaver Felton from Bass Central sent it out to me to demo it, So he just said, originally he was like, yeah. So I started demoing it, and then they offered me a really good deal on it. So I was like, hell yeah. So yeah, it's my bass now.
Your bass. Yeah, I love it. I love that color and the sound and everything. I noticed right off whenever you got it, I was like, oh shit, that's a new bass there.
Yeah.
What California TT passive ? I don't know what that means.
It's an active bass. I know that.
It is an active bass.
Yeah.
So it's a STD BM4? What?
That sounds about right. If I had to guess. Yes.
Yes. If anybody else has questions, please drop them there in the comments. We will get to them as soon as we are able to. David, do you want to play a little bit? I gotta go borrow a charger really quick for my computer for my son.
Sure.
I meant to get it before this started. I'll be right back.
All right. I flubbed up a little bit, but there you go.
That was awesome. That was so fucking awesome. Sweet dude, you were such a badass. So how many years? So you started at 15. How many years have you been playing now?
15. I'm 43 now, so 15, 25, 35. I'm a little slow. What is that? 28 years?
20 something, almost 30.
28 years, yeah.
Wow. So when did you know that this was going to be your career path?
I felt like it pretty much right away. I really wanted, you know what I mean? That's all I wanted to do since the day I started playing, was just play. So yeah, it was pretty immediate.
Oh my goodness. So did you like have a jam band in high school that you played with your friends?
Yeah, my buddy, first group of guys I ever played with was my buddy Evan Mitchell, he's a drummer, who has an awesome band called, it's a kind of a metal band called Machines on Blast, and now he's a lead singer. You should check them out. It's a great band name.
What are they called?
Machines on Blast.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, Evan, the lead singer, was the first drummer I ever played with. So yeah, so them, and then Derek Sumi, guitar player, and we had a group called PMS, and it stood for Pastorius, Mitchell, Sumi. Those were our last names, and so yeah, that was my first group of guys that I played with, like in Evan's garage. We sucked, but yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, I'm so sure. What pickups are on your Sandberg? You know?
I'm not really sure. Can someone tell if they look at them?
First person to tell us what pickups those are.
Yeah, I don't see a name on them.
There was a question here. Where did it go? Did you get full say on Tech Nine's tour on what you wanted to do and play, or did they kind of tell you what to do?
No, they were very like strict about which was good. It's good to learn that way. There was no real room for improvisation in that setting. So it was basically like, at the end of the night, they'd all give us like a little solo spot, which was fun. Okay. But during the show, it was very much like exactly, like the album.
Oh, that is so exciting. So, so how long did you tour with Tech Nine for? 2 years, you said?
Yeah, I think I did 3 tours. My first tour was Band of Psychos tour. That was like 14 days. It was just a little one. The second one I did was, what was it? It was 60 shows in 63 days. So that one was crazy. My first show with Tech Nine though was opening for Slipknot at Knotfest. At where was it? San Bernardino. I think it was 2014 or something. And that was crazy. That was like literally my first show with Tech.
Oh my God, I love Slipknot. That's so crazy. So Zaco says his first band was called PMS2, Punks Making Sound. He was
Nice.
Oh my God, super funny. You guys, we have about 15 more minutes left. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comment section. This has been such a fun time with David. And with all of you at home. Zaco won the free bass lesson. Zaco, what is your real name? I feel like Jaco must be a huge influence on you if you go by Jaco Pastorius. Is this one of your relatives, David? Who is Zaco? Justin said your YouTube video that got you the gig, was that all improv? And was that song implemented into the live shows?
We never played questions live, and no, it absolutely was not improv. That was like, yeah, I figured it all out first.
Okay, got you before you dropped it. Oh, Zach is his real name. Okay, sick. What's up, Zach? Delano JMVC FE/M2 pickups.
That's what they are?
Yes. Thank you, Mark. Maybe, I don't know, he has a question mark behind it, but it could be possibly. Well, when we figure out what those pickups are, we will definitely let you guys know.
Yeah.
David, are you self-taught or do you have teachers, etc.?
As far as schooling, yeah, I would say I'm self-taught, although no one's really self-taught. Like, we all learn from everybody, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But as far as like going to like any music schools, yeah, I would say I'm completely self-taught.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And can we go over your practice schedule one more time for those that may just be joining us?
My practice schedule is pretty much consists of me picking up the bass and trying to like come up with new riffs or just jamming. Like I said earlier, it would do good. It would do me good to actually practice more, like scales and arpeggios and all that stuff. But I'll get to that, and I am slowly. But it's weird because like once you can play it, it's so hard to go back and just like it's almost like going backwards. But it's a good thing to go through, I'm sure.
Yeah, I heard playing the chromatic scale every day. Apparently, like that's a thing, and the chromatic is just like basically all the notes right on your bass, and just like walking them up.
Yeah.
I am still yet to do that, but I'm still yet to take that advice. But I heard that that's a really good thing to do to become a better bass player and just like really develop the skills and the technique with your hands. Very cool. And then we talked about the bass challenge with Dr. Funk. For those of you that may have not heard, David and Dr. Funk have a bass slap challenge brought to you by Sunny C. And we were just waiting for Dr. Funk to send in his videos, and we have so much content to share with you guys. It's gonna be super fucking exciting to roll this out in 2021. So I have a question for you. How does one become so funky?
That's a hard question. Am I? I mean, I don't know. I guess just practicing, and it's what you listen to a lot of. You know what I mean? Like I guess maybe it's. I mean, my parents listened to really cool stuff growing up too, so they, I could thank them probably too.
What they listen to?
My dad listened to my mom and dad. It was like a lot of like the Police, Elvis Costello, Donny Hathaway, Tom Scott. There's all kinds of different stuff. So, I'm lucky that way. That probably, some of that probably helps, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I always love to ask my guests what their parents listen to, because I think that absolutely has like a huge influence, in what you listen to, or at least that it did for me.
Definitely.
So Mike Masisco wants to know, can you read music?
Not at all.
Really?
No. I've never, I did orchestra in junior high and band. I failed orchestra. But that's more like because I wasn't really paying attention. It was a stand-up bass, and I was just trying to figure out my own stuff. So I didn't really do good. I didn't really excel in those classes. I could play, but I just, as far as the, the curriculum, I wasn't following too well. But yeah, nothing against reading. I wish I would have learned to read. And, one day I probably will go back and try to learn. Just like, theory and reading are totally different things. I'm trying to learn a little bit more theory. Theory is weird though, because it's like, you know more than you think you know, so, but yeah, I cannot read.
Okay, well, we can trade lesson for lesson. I'll teach you how to read if you teach me how to play some funky bass lines.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool.
Justin says, who's an up-and-comer influencing your playing currently?
Up-and-comer? Oh, man, I wish I remember the names. There's this group, man, if anyone knows it, they're on my Instagram page that I follow them. I think the kid's name's Toby Peterson. He has a band called it's like Omnific, and it's 2 bass players, and they're doing like kind of metal stuff. They're both badass. So I check out their videos a lot. I hope I got the kid's name right. If not, yeah, I'll comment it and get the name right.
Yeah, whenever we're done with this, you can put the comment or comments. That'd be awesome.
John Ferreira from Consider the Source. Cody Wright, I talked about earlier. Those guys, you know what I mean? Dr. Funk, he's great. I check him out. I see. So guys like that,
So Zach says the Omnific is their name.
That's who it is?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, it's close. I think I said that.
I think so. Yeah, you were really close if you didn't say that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zach, so much for putting that in the comments.
Those guys are killer.
So it's 2 bass players?
Yeah.
And is that the whole band?
I think they got a drummer, but I just see the 2 bass players in the video. They do all this like they harmonize. It'd be like 2 lead guitarists doing really cool stuff though. Interesting. I like the some of that weird like selective picking. That's something I've been trying to get into recently. Is like it's like I saw this Tosin Abasi, the Animals as Leaders guy. I saw a video of his where he was describing this thing that he does on the guitar, and it's basically just like hammer on. For me, that's what I'm doing is hammer on double thumb. So it'd be like, so it's like, and he's way more advanced than that. Like I'm not even close, but it's like, I suck at it. Or like doing things like that, but you're hammering on first every note. So it'll be like, come on. Stuff like that. Or like when I do this. What is it? Things. It's really cool, but I got a long way to go with it.
Oh my God, dude, you're so badass. What, the black thing that's up there, what is that?
This thing, I've always seen guys doing it, and now I get why. Like if you put it right here, it just did. It's kind of like a mute.
Okay.
So not as much string noise. What's kind of cool is I realized with this, if I start fretting behind it, like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow. So what is that exactly?
It's just a wristband.
Oh, everybody get you a wristband for your bass.
Yeah, I've always seen guys like Victor Wooten and all these other guys doing it, and I never really understood it. But through doing some of this selective picking or whatever you call it stuff, I realized why some of them use it.
Interesting. So you should start making David Pastorius wristbands so you can sell them so we can all have our own David Pastorius on our bass. Mike, what is up? Thank you for joining us. Mike says, thank you for the great riffs, David.
Tell them thank you.
Thank you, thank you. He's a fellow bass kid. For all of you joining that are not a part of Sunshine and the Bass Kids, join today. I will drop that in the comments. So we are looking at about 3 minutes. We are wrapping this up. If you guys have any more questions, drop them in the comments. If not, we're going to go ahead and get this wrapped up. Congratulations, Zach, on the bass lesson. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, everybody who has joined us today. Beebs, do you have any last things you want to talk about, David? How can we support you?
I'm available for lessons. I would say, you can just hit me up on Facebook Messenger. I get Instagram just at David Pastorius. Man, that's about it. That's about it as far as.
What do your bass lessons run?
I do 40 for a half hour, 70 for the hour.
Oh, nice. 70 for an hour.
Yeah.
And what do the lessons normally consist of?
Basically, well, I get a lot of questions about like technique stuff. So it's basically showing people techniques that they want to learn. Like I try to focus on what they want to do. When someone I find out, listen to them play a little bit and then ask them what they're kind of looking to get out of it, and try to do that for them. Basically show them how to do things, but while helping them maybe create their own sound. Like when I was younger, I remember learning a lot of trying to learn. I've always had a short attention span, which I always thought kind of was a blessing for me. Because I would have the attention span to get the gist of a certain technique, but then be I'm going to go my own way with it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I try to do.
Very cool. So you tailor your lessons to each individual student.
Yeah. From beginner to, I give lessons from beginners to guys that I end up asking them, why aren't I taking lessons from you? So.
Very cool. So we can all go and you two can have advice from David Pastorius. Hit him up through his DMs, slide into those DMs and get you a bass lesson. You can also support him by buying Doggone It Strings, the David Pastorius series.
Yep.
And then do you have merch or anything? Does your band have albums?
I got an album actually on what is it on? Spotify. I'm pretty sure you can go online and order my solo album. I put out it's almost 2 years ago I put it out, but it's actually really cool. It's called Radio Gold.
Radio Gold?
Yeah, Radio Gold. And that's for sale. It's on Spotify and all that. So whatever outlets they sell through, you can get digital copy. You can order digital copy or physical CDs, I think. Through TuneCore is who I went through. So whatever you got to do for that.
So will you be putting out some more albums to come?
Definitely, I think so. I mean, Local 518 will. We have 2 albums out already, and a third one pretty much ready to go. It's just we just got to do it.
Yeah. Nice. Awesome. All right, guys, we are going to get this wrapped up. Thank you guys so much, everybody, for hanging out, for supporting us, for supporting David. I hope you guys all go out and get you a bass lesson or 2 or 5, and keep us updated on all the good stuff that's going on. David, you have been such a huge inspiration on me. Specifically this year, I've really had a chance to kind of sit back and watch, all these musicians, and you definitely have come out of the, I don't know where you came from, but I can't take my eyes off of you because you're just so fucking funky.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you. You're such an inspiration and a motivation to so many people, and I hope that you realize that, and I hope that you continue to just keep creating and putting out content because you are inspiring so many people.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Zach. You won the lesson. And Eugene, Mark, Mike, Justin, everybody, thank you guys for the amazing questions. I think we are going to go ahead and wrap it up. I had a great hour talking with you, David. Thank you for taking time out of your day. And dude, just fucking thank you for being you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. So we'll talk soon. And I can't wait to get started on that David Pastorius Dr. Funk battle.
Yeah.
All right, my brother. We'll talk again and have a great day.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye.